The time came for us to meet, and yeah, I was the only one that showed up again. So yeah, or else you wouldn't be advertising it that it's like a run club. I decided not to show up on purpose. So I just want to talk about my experience of trying to meet people, especially being in my 20s. I thought it was a good opportunity for me to get out of my comfort zone and do something new this year. Just for additional context, I'm a very introverted person. I have been the majority of my life. I haven't really gone out, haven't really made friends. So yeah, I decided to try something new this year. Like I said, to get out of my comfort zone and try to meet people, which I know it's like every introvert's like worst nightmare. And trust me, I'm one of the biggest introverts you'll meet. Like I hardly talk to anybody. The majority of my day I'm just at home. I work from home, so I think that further emphasizes the type of introvert that I am. Before I begin telling you my experience, I'm not speaking ill of the people that I met or that are a part of this group. I'm just giving you guys my overall experience of how it went. But yeah, so what I decided to do was join a running club because I thought that was something that aligned with one of my hobbies. I currently run mainly just on the treadmill, but I've been planning on doing 5Ks, maybe 10Ks this year. So I've heard that joining a group is one of the good ways for it to motivate you to, start doing, to get you more active into the running community. So what I did, I just went into Google, searched the running club near me, and I found one that aligned with my work schedule, and I decided to join the group. So what I wanted to get out of this group, at least for me, was just the opportunity for me to socialize with people, because I think I'm very lacking in the social skills. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to meet people and, just practice a little bit more. And my assumption was that the foundation of this group was the running part itself. So what I mean by that is that I thought people didn't really have anything in common aside from joining this group and that we all enjoyed running together. But I quickly learned that wasn't the case. So I basically learned that the group was a mix of coworkers slash ex-coworkers slash friends. So I was essentially the only outsider that came from joining this group, which isn't entirely a problem, but it does create, I guess, I wouldn't say friction, but it does create a few awkward moments, which I'll explain in a bit. So these people are very nice. The leader of the group is a very welcoming person. I don't have any issues with them, but it is a little bit difficult when everybody's already friends and they already know each other, and you're the one that's trying to join this particular group itself. I guess to further put it into perspective, the main leader of the group mentioned that within the first month, in the 5th week of me going to this group, she mentioned that she was going to be out of town, but that the group was still going to meet every Wednesday. We meet on every Wednesday, just to put into context. So when that day came that she wasn't going to be there, I kind of had a feeling that nobody else was going to show up, but I wasn't 100% sure. But anyway, when I arrived there, basically I was the only person that showed up. But like I said, I wasn't entirely surprised because I kind of had a feeling. But yeah, during the time that we normally meet and wait for other people, I took the opportunity to stretch and whatnot like that. So that way I didn't look like an idiot just standing there waiting for somebody. So I told myself I'm just gonna stretch really slowly, and by the time that I'm done with my stretching, if nobody shows up, then I'm just gonna run by myself. And yeah, nobody else showed up. I was the only one that did, and I didn't even bother reaching out to the leader of the group if anybody else was gonna run. I thought it was already a little bit of embarrassment that I already showed up and nobody else did. So I just went ahead and ran, and it wasn't the worst thing in the world because I also took the opportunity to run as fast as I could, because we normally run a 5K every single time, and we all normally run at a relatively slower pace. So yeah, I just took the opportunity to do my PR, and yeah, I was able to run my 5K in little over 26 minutes. So I was really proud of myself, and I didn't see the negatives of just being the only one that showed up. So the next week came in, and she posted that same day that, hey, the run club is still happening despite her not being there, or despite her not being in town. So either way, I still kind of like had like a hunch. Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna show up. Seeing like that nobody showed up the week prior, and seeing that she's out of town, then probably nobody's gonna show up. But yeah, the day came for us to meet, or the time came for us to meet, and yeah, I was the only one that showed up again. So yeah. Um, but like I said, it wasn't like that bad of a thing. Still just took the opportunity to properly stretch and beat my previous PR, which was only just by a few seconds. But either way, that helped to put, I guess, an actual time that I have to like beat or like train for. I don't want to sound like petty, but the week that she came back, she mentioned that she was back in town and that the meet was happening, but I decided not to show up on purpose. I know it sounds like very petty of me, but I just decided to go to the gym instead and do something else. But I wasn't expecting for her to actually like reach out and ask me if I was going to join. So like when the time came, she messaged me and I was in the middle of the gym and she asked me like, "Oh, are you going to make it today?" Which I was respectful and I quickly responded and told her, "Hey, no, that I kind of just lost track of time, so I won't be joining today, and sorry that I'll be there next week." So she just responded with an emoji like thumbs up and stuff like that, and I just went about my week. But yeah, that did catch me off guard because like I wasn't expecting her to reach out. And the next week I did show up. Just I already told her that I was going to show up, so it would have been bad for me not to show up at this point. So I did end up showing up, and I guess she further elaborated that like only 2 other people showed up, and that it was a relatively small group. So if I went, it was just going to be like a group of 4, and normally we're like a group of 6 or 7, including myself. Funny enough, like I asked like ChatGPT about like its opinion, like because I kind of like felt weird that I'm kind of like an outsider and it's kind of hard for me to connect with these people because even the people within this group like don't normally talk that much, and me, I don't really talk that much either. So it's kind of hard for me to pry a conversation out of somebody when like I'm asking questions and trying to leave it like with a follow-up question, and they don't allow the conversation to like flow properly. So it takes a lot out of me. But yeah, I'm like just like really trying my best and like trying to connect with these people, but like it's like just a little bit hard because they're all coworkers or like they all know each other prior, and I'm like the only like outsider. And I know like the main person of this group like wants to make it a thing, or else she wouldn't be advertising it that it's like a run club, like if she just wanted her friends and coworkers to run, like then I wouldn't have discovered this group to begin with. So I know she's trying to make the most out of it, and she's a nice person. She's very welcoming, and she like tries to include me basically to like the conversation that they're having. But like sometimes it's a little bit hard to connect because we don't really have anything in common, and they're mainly talking about like work related stuff. So I can't really give my inputs aside from like a few words here and there, and that's like pretty much it. So, but I did ask like ChatGPT, like, because I thought to myself, like, should I like continue joining this group? Because like, I don't know, like I just feel like so weird that I'm like the only outsider. ChatGPT pretty much responded that like that's like one of the hardest like social groups to kind of like join because like it's already an established group, and I'm the only like outsider, So, it basically told me like just give it a shot, like a few more weeks, try to connect a little bit more, and like if not, then yeah, end up leaving. And funny enough, like I asked this question like the day prior that the next meeting was happening, which was at the time of recording yesterday or 2 days ago, sorry. But anyway, I showed up early as usual. I was just like walking around in the park, and we made it a park, by the way. Sorry that I didn't mention this before. But anyway, it was me and another girl that showed up, and she pretty much mentioned, "Oh, the main person in this group isn't coming today because her daughter was sick." So I'm like, okay, and that kind of told me. So I'm guessing it's just you and me, right? My notes in a way. Sorry. So I basically told myself, I think it's just you and me that are going to be here today. But obviously I didn't tell her that. So we just waited for a little bit. And I told her, do you know if anybody else is going to show up? And she's like, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is going to show up. But as far as she is, then she's not. But I think after a few minutes, then we can probably just like run you and I. And I told her the same thing. Like, yeah, like the other times that like nobody else showed up. Like I just waited a little bit to stretch and then I ran. So we can do that today. But yeah, we essentially waited for like 10 minutes or so, and then like we just ran together. We didn't go like the whole like 3 miles. We basically just did 2 because I wasn't feeling that well today, so we just decided to take it slow. But I thought it was funny because I guess being like just me and her like gave us like the opportunity to, at least for me, to like connect a little better. So like obviously there wasn't like any work related questions, so it was more like just open ended, or like icebreaker questions like, what do you do more in your free time, and X, Y, and Z, stuff like that. So so I thought it was funny. I was like, like, was ChatGPT onto something? Like, did it know like the future, that like something was gonna happen? Like, give me the opportunity to connect with somebody from this group better. But anyway, like, yeah, I just thought it was a little bit weird that like, I guess the rest of people like don't communicate, or we don't have like an established group, which I kind of threw it at her. Like, I kind of threw like this proposing question to the other person that showed up. Like, maybe we should like have like a Discord for us to like communicate there, and like, let other people know that if they're gonna show up or not. So but yeah, like I just thought it was a little bit weird, and for me it was just like not an awkward experience, but like just definitely a new experience for me. But yeah, not trying like to scare any like introverts that are trying like new things or want to do new things. I think it's a good thing for you to at least try, not necessarily stick to it, but like if you just want to practice your social skills in one way or another, like it's okay for you to I guess go out and like try to meet new people, meet new groups. Like I said, this is like a relatively new thing that I'm doing, and I don't even know if I'm gonna stick with it. Like, I'll be honest, if like people just don't show up and there's more like days that like I'm the only one that shows up and like nobody tells me, that I'm probably just gonna give up and like run at a different day. I know that sounds like very petty, but like I don't want to be like continue feeling like a little bit of an outsider, like well like nobody told me that like nobody was gonna show up today type of thing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Just wanted vent a little bit, give you guys my experience. Let me know in the comments like if you guys have had a similar experience trying to like get out of your comfort zone, or if you're planning on getting out of your comfort zone as an introvert. Definitely want to know your guys' experience, if it was similar, if it was different. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you.